All right. So yesterday I was trying to get to a clip that Isaiah Thomas that I heard him. He had a sit down with Larry Bird and Reggie Miller because they was in Indiana for the All-Star weekend, and they were just going through a lot of stuff, man. And one of the topics that came up was the Mount Rushmore point guards. Very good topic because as of late, yeah, especially after Steph Curry got his fourth ring and he finally got his first Finals MVP. Kevin Durant had got two of them. Iguodala had got one of them, so he didn't have that Finals MVP. And there was always that little voice in the back of his head of everyone saying that he couldn't win or he couldn't win more than one without Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant was the catalyst behind their wins and stuff like that. So he wanted to prove to himself and probably prove to everyone else that you know, uh, he was just as good as Kevin Durant as well, and he could do it without Kevin Durant. And he got the ring. They beat the Celtics, and now the narrative started changing. People started saying stuff like, "Oh man, should we start looking at Kevin Durant different? Should we start looking at Steph Curry as a point guard that can rival Magic Johnson for the best point guard we ever seen? Is he in the top 15, top 10 debate?" And then just recently this year, someone catapulted him into the GOAT debate. That was Draymond and Shaq. Just idiotically put him in the GOAT debate, man. So it was very interesting to hear a point guard, somebody from his fraternity, a little guy at that, Isaiah Thomas, speak about it. And this is what he said.
In terms of Mount Rushmore of point guards, I'll throw mine out there. You react. Magic, you. Mm-hmm. I guess you're going to put Stephen Curry on there because he's classified as a point guard.
I think the list starts with Magic and Oscar. Us little guys, we got no shot against Magic and Oscar. Those are the two. Now, when you get to the little guys, right? I'm like Larry. I'm the little guy.
Right.
Okay. I say that because the way I had to play in the era that I played in and the way I had to win and the people that I beat, I don't think any of them can do the things that I was able to do with my team. Mm-hmm. And the fourth person, I love John Stockton. I look at what John has done in the NBA. You have to look at those numbers and be like, damn, okay, I don't know if anyone will ever touch his assist record. And I don't know if anyone would ever get his steals record. So my four guys, Magic, Oscar, myself, and John.
He gave an explanation. He gave his four guys. It's Mount Rushmore. It's not a top five. It's only four on Mount Rushmore. So for point guards, I don't think we're going to have that many people disagree with Magic at number one, right? He didn't put himself number two, even though I put him number two, right? He put Oscar number two, and he explained it by saying, they were big point guards. Magic was 6'9", Oscar was probably about 6'5", right? Oscar was destroying guys, man. Oscar was the triple-double guy. Oscar was a bad dude, right? I mean, we just got to be real about it. And it took a whole lot for me because I had Oscar at 3. It took a whole lot for me to put Steph over Oscar, but I got Steph at 3 now. I got Oscar at 4. And my 5 is really iffy because I used to slight John Stockton with that 5th spot, and I used to have John Stockton around 7 because I had J Kidd at that 5th spot. And the reason why I had J Kidd at that 5th spot is because I have a weird criteria about being a number 1 versus being a number 2. And John Stockton was a number 2 his whole career, while Karl Malone was a number 1. So if I would have gave J Kidd, CP3, any of those point guards is kind of close to Stockton, if I would have gave them the opportunity to have the all-time leading scorer at power forward, well, not all-time leading scorer, he was number 2 for a while. Now he's probably, I think LeBron's 1, Kareem's 2. I don't know if it's Karl Malone or Dirk, but Karl Malone's top 5 still, I think, so he's top 5, got more points than Jordan. This dude was a bucket. Just throw the ball to him, you get an assist, right? And he was a definite number 1. If you have the luxury as a point guard to have a number 1 like that, while you be a number 2, it helps you out tremendously. But it gives you a well, I'm not gonna say easier. for the guy who don't have that, like J Kidd, he didn't have J Kidd was the number one, right? So you have more pressure on you to win than John Stockton did, right? And with that pressure, J Kidd went to I want to say three straight Eastern Conference Finals and went to 2 straight finals, but he met a buzzsaw in the finals. He had to face daggone Shaq and Kobe, so it's gonna be hard to get by that. But I mean, he as a number one, he took his teams very far, and then on top of that, he was a defensive specialist. He was really good on defense, man. So that's why I have J Kidd at 5, and then John Stockton comes somewhere around 6 or 7 for me, right? But I say all that to say this. Oscar is definitely in there, and Isaiah is definitely in there, right? Now, Steph Curry doesn't move past Isaiah for me, right? I mean, he just can't for the same reason. And the same, and Isaiah kind of explained it. He was like, man, for the team that I had, the era I played in. Number one, let's just talk about the era. The era itself. Anybody in the era of 80s, 90s, 2000s, I'm going to give them extra credit or extra points on being able to navigate the era and achieve what they achieved in the era. This era here, you're going to lose points, right? So, I mean, 30 points in this era is not equivalent to 30 points in their era, right? Because every stat, every point that you get in this era is this game was created for you to get it. Like, we're changing the game for you to get more stats in this era. It's not that impressive. And they're admitting it. We change. Adam Silver said we changed the game so we can see your skill. Like all that, skill that you worked on, you probably wouldn't have been able to do it back in the 90s when you was getting pressed 94 feet and you had to back your way and zigzag all the way up the court to avoid losing the ball against pressure and hand checking. Right, Derek Harper would pick you up 94 feet, put his whole hand around your waist and control where you was going to go and walk you all the way up court with his hand checking you. Right, that's how it is playing. So you're not going to be able to see Steph Curry come up full speed, run up and pull from 3 feet from behind the 3-point line. You're not going to see. You're going to see Steph Curry walking that ball up, or you're going to see Steph Curry letting somebody bigger walk the ball up, and he's going to be running off screens like Reggie Miller. Right, so the games will look a lot different. Just think about how Ray Allen played in the 90s, and think about how Steph plays right now, and think about if prime Ray Allen was in this era right now, he would probably have more threes than Steph. Right, Ray Allen probably only shot four threes a game back then. Right, so it was totally different. So I give people more kudos, more points, more credit in the previous eras than this one. So what Isaiah did with the team that he had, his team was very similar to the team that Iverson had with Philly. He had a bunch of bruisers, a bunch of defenders and rebounders. The points was going to come a lot from him. Now it was a little bit different for Isaiah. Like for Iverson, he was getting 25, close to 30 points a game, and Isaiah could go for 30 points if he needed to. But some years he had Mark Aguirre, who was a real good scorer. He had Vinnie Johnson, the microwave, who was a really good scorer. And he had Joe Dumars. But those was the point. As far as Rick Mahorn, Bill Laimbeer, Dennis Rodman, and all those dudes, they was there for defense, rebounding, setting screens, and all that stuff, right? So what Isaiah did, getting 2 rings, going to 3 straight finals, could have had a 3-peat. Like we've never even thought about a guy. I mean, before Steph, what little guy led their team to a finals and won it? And what little guy has done it multiple times? And what little guy had done it back to back, almost a 3-peat? And then taking down Larry Bird, taking down Michael Jordan, taking down Magic Johnson. He took all those dudes down. Right. So you got to think about that. And that's what he's explaining. He was like, man, what I did, who I went through, how I did it, and the team I did it with, and the era I did it in, it's going to be hard for you to beat that. Right. So Magic, Isaiah, 1 and 2, 100%. Number 3 is debatable between Steph and Oscar. Right. So one of them is going to be 3 and 4, but those are the 4. And then when you get to 5, You can start that debate between Jason Kidd, John Stockton, maybe CP3. The thing about Jason Kidd and John Stockton is John Stockton has the assist record, which will never probably be broken. And John Stockton also has a steal record, who he got a good margin on it as well. But J. Kidd is right behind him in both. J. Kidd is number 2 in assists and steals. So I think that's real interesting that John Stockton is 1 in both categories and J. Kidd is 2 in both categories. So I think that's real dope. So I still got Kidd at 5, but I take J. I take J. Kidd I take J. Kidd at I got J. Kidd at 5. I take John Stockton at 6. Right. So that's one interesting thing. Let me see what these comments is talking about, man. And if y'all want me to open the phone lines on this one, y'all, I can, or we can move. But let me see what y'all talking about. Yeah, this is live. As a matter of fact, yeah, because I don't want to read all these comments, man. I open the phone lines. Phone lines is open, man. Call in. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all agree with Isaiah Thomas on his Mount Rushmore? Do you have a problem with it? You know, and I want to hear what y'all think about the Steph being at 3 or Oscar being there, and then also what you think about J. Kidd and Stockton being in at 5. Caller from California, what's up?
Hi, how you doing, bro?
I'm good.
My name
man.
is I'm Dylan. You know, I'm from in California, Rancho Cucamonga.
Okay.
I was going to touch up on the subject of when you was talking about, you know, yesterday, you know, like Steph Curry and the guy you was talking to. I know he didn't really have that much knowledge. Like basically saying Curry was top 5. I don't have him as top 5. I have Curry as top 9 in resume. Right, he just passed Hakeem Olajuwon in his last ring in 2022. That's where I got him. Now in point guard, I don't really, you know, I mean, like you said, I do have Oscar Robertson up there. I do have Isaiah Thomas up there because he beat 2 juggernaut teams with Magic, James Worthy, Byron Scott, like he did, and Larry Bird, Dennis Johnson, Kevin McHale. He did beat two juggernauts. So I do have Isaiah Thomas as a high thing. Not really him beating Michael Jordan because he beat Michael Jordan when he was really by himself, and
right.
Scottie Pippen wasn't really you know developed yet. So it's
right.
yeah.
That's fair. So give me your top 5 again.
I don't have the top 5 in point guards, but I got my own, you know, top 10 list all time is resumes. It's number 1 Jordan, number 2 Kareem, number 3 LeBron, number 4 Kobe, number 5 Tim Duncan, number 6 Magic Johnson, number 7 Shaquille O'Neal, number 8 Larry Bird, number 9 Stephen Curry, and number 10 Hakeem Olajuwon.
That's interesting, man. Ain't no way I'm putting Steph over Hakeem. Ain't no way I'm putting Shaq over Bird either. But it ain't a bad list. That's pretty dope though. I can't even put Shaq over Hakeem though. Where my rule on Shaq and Hakeem, man, wherever Hakeem is, Shaq got to be behind him. Where, you know, for me.
I know when he first came in, I know Hakeem was whooping his ass. I understand. I know. But I'm just saying the team that Hakeem had, Hakeem was already in it for what 9-8 years. He was already, you know, developed and stuff, and he had a little team where he had, you know, Clyde, what's that? I think a middle age, you know, Clyde, Drexler in there. So it was like, plus he had like a better, you know, footwork. So I understand. Now, mind you, I'm only 20
to the resume.
years old.
Oh, you said you're only 20?
Yeah. I'm
okay.
20 years old.
Yeah, that make a big difference, man, because you ain't get a chance to see that thing live and up close and
true.
You know what I mean?
True. But I know how bad. Like I seen, just because I play basketball, so I know how dominant. Well, my bad. I have like a vision of you know how dominant Hakeem was, being that tall with that footwork, having a mid-range shot, having a free throw. He could shoot free throws. So that's why, like, when people they be comparing, him and Shaq, and I'd be like, bro, I mean, Hakeem, but the reason why I got Shaq above Hakeem is in the top 10 was because of, resume. It wasn't really like, skill set. If it was skill set, oh yeah, definitely I would have Hakeem over Shaq.
That makes sense. I'm with you on that. That makes sense. But yeah, Hakeem was better though, man. But I appreciate the call, man. What was your name again?
Gotcha. Dylan, bro. Dylan Thompson.
Dylan. All right, brother. I'll catch you on the next call.
Gotcha.
All right. Hey, that caller from Ohio, man. I think I kept missing your call yesterday, man. Call back from Ohio. Or I'm gonna call you. You know what? I can call you. My daggone my camera keep blinking, man. I don't know what's going on. Oh, that's Indiana. Who's at the call from Ohio? My bad. Well, whoever that caller was from Ohio, you can call back. But somebody mentioned Steve Nash. Steve Nash, yeah, I mean his greatest achievement was winning MVP 2 times, right? Back to back. That's big. That's the same thing that Curry can brag about. But who you go put Steve Nash in front of? Definitely not Kidd. Definitely not Magic. Definitely not Oscar. Definitely not Isaiah. And definitely not Steph. Right. So and definitely not Stockton. So I mean, so kids go have. I mean, that's 6 right there. So Nash go have to come after that. The debate can start at 7, but then at 7 you got Nash, you got CP3. You gonna have to deal with I mean, Penny did lose half his career to injury, but maybe he gets in the debate. Gary Payton gets in the debate. Then you got to go older. You might have to talk about maybe Pistol Pete, even though he was kind of a 2 guard, I think. You might have to talk about who you gonna have to talk about? Maybe Havlicek. So I mean, if you go old school, it's gonna be some guys that's gonna be contending for that top 10. Nash don't just automatically get there. It's gonna be a debate for sure. It's definitely gonna be a debate. I mean, when you add defense into it, I mean, Tony Parker too. Tony Parker as well. Yeah. I mean, so it's a lot of point guards you're gonna have to add into that mix. And then you're gonna have to ask yourself, man, how do you deal with this type of debate when and I'm not gonna say this player's name, but some players are better, but their reputation probably don't allow for us to see them in that light. And that person I'm talking about is Kyrie Irving. How do you deal with him? Right? How do you deal with Kyrie Irving? It ain't like you can't say he never won. And if you're gonna honor John Stockton being a number 2 behind Karl Malone and getting to 2 finals, you definitely got to honor Kyrie Irving being a number 2 to LeBron and getting to 3 finals. Did they go to 3? Maybe. Well, he got hurt in 1. They won 1. He went to 2. So he went to 2 finals just like Stockton, but he won 1 and was way more instrumental in the success of that team in the playoffs and in the finals than what Stockton was. I mean, he actually hit game-winning shot, hit clutch baskets, and scored a ton of points, probably more than Karl Malone scored. And that was the number 1. So you got to deal with Kyrie Irving at some point. I mean, you can slight him as much as you want to. They slighted him out of the top 75. They slighted him on every other list they possibly can. I don't know how long they're going to punish Kyrie Irving, but he's got to fix his image somehow and maybe kiss some butt a little bit to get back in everybody's good graces for them to actually judge him fairly, right? And then some people might not ever judge him fairly, but at some point he's got to fix that. And then once they start being honest about Kyrie, they're going to have to actually deal with how good he is, and he's going to be in that top 10 discussion as well. So those are things how I look at it, man. If we're not getting no more phone calls on this one, let me see if I can. Yeah, I might not see the number. I'll wait 10, 15 more seconds for we get. Okay, that's Rod.
If we not get a phone call,
Hey, Rod, hit mute on YouTube.
Gotcha.
What's up, Rod?
Hey, okay, I'm gonna get a little personal here.
All right.
Cause you know I be listening with you. But one of my favorite players of all time, I ain't heard his name mentioned in the conversation. I want to know what you think.
Okay.
AI.
He's a two guard though.
Okay.
He's a two guard.
Yeah.
So if I did a top 5 of two guards, of course number 1 and 2 is Mike and Jordan, right? Then for 3, you're gonna have to think about, is it gonna be Jerry West? Is it gonna be Dwayne Wade? Those guys, and then Iverson probably could be in that debate for number 5. But there's gonna be a lot of people in that debate. I mean, for you got Iverson there, you got depending on if you think T-Mac is a small forward or a shooting guard, or Vince Carter or Ray Allen or somebody like that. Like it's gonna be a lot of people. And James Harden name might come up. He's a two guard that's playing point guard now, but he's a two guard. So it's gonna be a lot of names in that, and that's just the modern players. You go older, it's gonna be even more names, right? So Iverson name comes up there. He could possibly be top 5 for his position for shooting guards for sure.
Yeah. Okay. You know that's just one of my favorite players, and you know I respect his game. You know, so I was just wondering. You know, people don't mention him when they speak on that greatness. You know, maybe like I said, because he's one of my favorite players. So yeah, I take that.
I don't slight. I don't slight AI. I give AI his credit, man. He's in that discussion for 5. I mean, but we know 1, 2 is Mike and Kobe, and 3 could be between Wade and West. But that 5th spot is the open slot that can be debated, and Iverson definitely in there.
Yeah, and when you said on that, well, you kind of mentioned some people don't mention some people because of personal reasons. I think AI kind of fall into that category too, because he was one of those people who rebelled against some of the rules that the commissioner or others wanted to put in, and he stood up for
it's some players that's very easy to target, and some players is very easy to overlook, because they don't have a a media beehive, for lack of a better terms, right? They don't have a beehive that's going to come after you. Like if you slight LeBron in anything, like right now, if someone tweet their top 5 and leave LeBron out, it's going to be talked about on every ESPN show the next day, and you're going to have so many people coming in and support LeBron saying that they're hating, right? But if you leave AI out, they're not even. No one's going to care. They're not going to talk about it. That no one's going to come out and protect them. Reebok is not going to call ESPN and say, "Hey man, you messing with our money. We can't sell shoes if people don't think he the GOAT." You know what I mean? So, I mean these are the things that they got behind some players, man. So it's easy to target Kevin Durant and Kyrie. They don't have support in the media. No one's gonna come defend them. And Allen Iverson as well, and then people leave Dr. J out of every discussion for some reason, but no one's going to make a fuss about it. So it is what it is, man. It's only a couple of people that you can't slight because the media won't let you, right? So
yeah, and I love your show, but but I was gonna tell you the other day, man, you keep cooking your callers like this, man. How long you expect people don't want to call up to get cooked?
I mean, I ain't cook nobody, man. If anything, they cook themselves, man. Like I just be, all I do is provide the water. They get in the pot on their own and cook themselves, man. So
yeah, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, for sure. All right, brother.
All right, peace.
Yep. I'll take a couple more phone calls before I move on. Yeah, man, I don't cook nobody, man. DC Slim, what's up?
Man, what it do, man?
What's
Best
up, man?
fucking show on YouTube, man.
That's
How
what
you
I'm talking
doing,
about.
man?
I'm good, man. Hey, you're not calling to get in that pot of water, is you?
Okay, look, I'm gonna stand up for Steph a little bit. I think y'all being a little bit too rough on Steph, man. Pause.
Okay, hold on.
Hey,
I didn't say nothing about Steph. I said he was number 3, top point guards.
Yeah, I don't know. I think point guards this is the only thing in out of all positions I think can be subjective, because that's only based on how good your team is.
Okay.
So I think Magic is good because he played with 15 Hall of Famers. Isaiah is good because he played against Jordan all the time. Them the two that we saw the most. But I'm telling you, dog, Gary Payton will give all them dudes a run for their money.
Gary Payton was solid.
John Stockton. I think Gary Payton is a better offensive player, defensive player than Isaiah Thomas. So if you're gonna put Isaiah Thomas too, you gotta put Gary Payton too. That's why I say this real subjective, and it's kind of based on like who they played for and the style. Because John Stockton, dog, he was an animal, dog. Even Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, I would say Chris Paul, dog. All these dudes good, but see, somebody like Chris Paul was the worst victim to all of this. He just ain't play on the team where they won, so you can't give him no credit. But as a point guard, that dude is a beast. And Steph Curry, I would say I don't know where to rank him. I just think he's good in his own right. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about them point guards. You can't really, that's a spooky, like the AI thing. AI is a point guard that just scores a lot. He played 2 in the NBA, but he's point guard. So that's tough.
He's in the point guard body, but he played point guard for about half a season, maybe a full season. He played 2 guards.
Why we just can't call him a point guard? Because all is based on size. So why Magic a point guard?
Well, so we gotta talk about what a position is. A position, you like what is your definition of a position?
When I see a point guard, I just think he bring the ball down.
That's not what we're talking about. Okay, that's a role. But we're talking about position, right? Positions have spots on the floor where they occupy. That's why they call them positions.
You know what?
Wait.
I think you're right.
That's why they call them positions, because there is a place where you operate relative to what a basketball goal is, right?
I agree with you.
So when you look at soccer and they say go play forward, then that's called a position, and we know what forward is. It's going to be the forward most players closest to the goal on offense, right? That's what a forward is.
So let's take AI out then. No more. We can't use
hold
AI.
on. I'm teaching.
Go ahead, land that plane. I got you.
So you got forward in soccer, you got center or center back or center forward, and then you got your defenders. All of those are positions. If I told a soccer player to go forward, they know exactly where they go. If I told them to go center, they know where to go. If I told them to go play defender, they know exactly where to go. Same thing in basketball. If I say play center, that means you're going to be close to the rim, on the block somewhere, or in the paint, right? If I tell you to on defense that we're playing 2-3 zone, and I tell you to play center, you know where you at. If I'm telling you to play up top and play guard, you know where you at. So all the positions just say this is where you're going to be at relative to the goal, right? Now, as far as a role for a point guard, yes, the role is to orchestrate the offense, get the players involved, and do all of that stuff. That wasn't Iverson's job. Iverson was not getting the players involved, and he did not occupy the same spot at point guard position. That was Eric Snow. Iverson was a true 2 guard, undersized, but he was a true 2 guard. Right.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you. But I can tell you, see, Magic, I really think Magic is number 1 by default. He's the tallest one out of the group. He's the biggest, and like pause. He's not a true point guard. That's why I don't really think of a point guard. That's why I don't think LeBron is a good point guard. You taller, you can see the floor better. It's more easier. You know what I'm saying? So when I see a point guard, I see him as one of the smallest dudes on the court. going off pick and rolls, setting off screens, all stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But Magic played with 89 Hall of Famers, man. So you really can't put him. Ooh, that's rough.
I get it, man. If that was close, I would tax Magic a little bit, but Magic was Magic, man. It's not close. That's why it's so easy to it's just not close, right?
You don't think that was easy to just come down and just whip that Joe to Kareem, like, and then you got 2-3 other people on that.
Kareem was 1,000 years old, man. Okay, we act like Kareem was Lou Alcindor when he was playing with Magic. Look, Kareem was 1,000 years old, man. You know what I mean?
Do you take points away? Because what I usually do is I subtract. Look, if you played on a great team, I'll still give you your dues, but it's got a lot that, that makes you good too. That's why I say, why wouldn't somebody say John Stockton first when John Stockton was a natural point guard? Even on somebody like Steve Nash, them white boys was vicious, man. So
yes, I don't give extra credit if you're a pure point guard. That's like me giving extra credit if you're a pocket quarterback. If Cam Newton, the way he played quarterback, if he would have won 4 Super Bowls and then Peyton Manning only got 2, we would have been looking at Cam Newton as a better quarterback. Even though he played the position different, he still was a quarterback that ended up achieving more wins than Peyton Manning. But Peyton is the prototypical quarterback, pocket passer, 100%. Right. So Stockton is the prototypical point guard, and we want to give him extra points for being prototypical point guard. But if we got a person like Steph Curry who achieved more than him by playing the position different, I'm not going to put Stockton over him just because he played the position the prototypical way.
Well, see, I don't think that's fair because the achievement is based on the team, and see that's where I draw the line, and I hate comparing players because a lot of your comparisons are based on achievements. So to say that, Steph Curry is a better point guard than Stockton because he won 3 rings is nuts.
No, not just because he won 3 rings. I'm watching them both play, and Steph is better than him. Like when I watch them both play. Before I get to looking at their paper resume, if I just go in the gym and watch both of them play, Steph's better.
Wow. So now you got to make sure you understand what you're saying. By you saying that, remember Stockton is 4 on your list.
Stockton is 5. Stockton is 5 on my list.
Wow.
Well,
Steph is a bad man, but he ain't that high.
Kid is 5 on my list. Stockton is in the discussion. I would debate Stockton at 5. I would debate that.
No,
but it's no debate for the top 4. Stockton, he can't beat those
Curry
guys.
In the top 4.
I got Curry
all
number 3.
All them other dudes you said can play defense. They don't. They played in a league where it was touching and moving.
Yeah, I agree.
You got a dude at number 3 who don't play a lick of defense. Okay, now mind you, see this is what
I don't believe that. I don't agree with
you're
that.
Doing that. Come on, now you telling
I don't
me
agree
you
with
would put him over. You telling me Steph Curry is better than Gary Payton? Watch this. Say the Golden State Warriors played the Seattle Supersonics, right? And Gary Payton would be checking Steph Curry.
And he'll be checking him well.
Steph Curry. How much would Steph Curry score that night?
If it was in the 90s,
you can put it in any year.
In this era, where Gary Payton came.
Give me the Supersonics that played Mike against any Golden State team that you want. Gary Payton will shut that young man down. DC,
under these rules, because we just seen something similar to that in the Defensive Player of the Year in Marcus Smart when he played against Steph. Under today's rules, the way the NBA calls the game, Steph Curry would probably be able to get his numbers against Payton, possibly.
So what if we go back to 90s rules?
In the 90s rules, Steph Curry would be Mark Price.
Wow. This is unbelievable. Hey, look. Remember you was talking about what's messing up basketball? Rankings, dog. Look, let's just leave people where they at, dog. Errors is errors. People is good. They tight.
The rankings ain't messing up basketball. The rankings are messing up people's feelings. Right, if hearing what I'm saying about my opinion about why I rank people and why is messing up basketball for you, then that's that. You got to go sit. You got to come sit on my couch, DC. And I got nah, seriously, I got another show that I'll be starting is unsports related. You can come sit on my couch, and I will counsel you because I think yeah.
It is opinions. Look, I understand what you're saying, but dog, at some point in time, somebody's going to have to show me in writing what is the real criteria to put a person to where they is besides your feelings and your opinion.
Yeah, this ain't feelings for me.
The show for that then. But
DC, but look, it's not. Listen, it's not feelings for me. You just seen me do a whole show for 3 hours on Steph Curry, on my other opinion, and it wasn't. A lot of people didn't. They thought it was personal for me just because it was my opinion, and it wasn't all glitz and glamour for Steph Curry. Now I'm sitting here vouching for him. I don't have feelings in this. I removed it.
I didn't say feelings. I said, what is, I'm going to say it again. It's got to be a criteria. So if it's just everybody's opinion, we ain't never going to get nowhere. So we always just going to keep agreeing to disagree. Eventually, somebody got to say, well, look, because you did this and somebody did that, this got to be taken away. So you understand what I'm saying? Like, you just can't say Steph Curry is that high because he won.
No,
he's not a great defender.
Yeah, but
great.
But you heard me say that that's not what it's about. Like even if Steph Curry didn't win, let's even a playing field for John Stockton and say Steph Curry, John Stockton, they both won 0 rings. They both averaged the same amount of points and assists. Now you don't have anything to go by on paper. All you got to go by is what you see on the floor. When you watch Curry, play and you watch Stockton play, I'm looking at a better player in Steph Curry. I'm sorry.
Wow.
The goal of basketball is to score the ball and stop your man from scoring. Steph scores better than Stockton.
Wow. So, but see, that's
by a long
Stockton
margin.
Is not a scorer. Is he getting punished because he don't take as many shots?
Well,
see, so guess what? Curry would be the equivalent of Allen Iverson then. So you almost got to take him out of the equation.
Who?
He ain't no point guard.
Steph Curry. I mean, if that makes you feel better to take him out of the point guard equation just so you can have Stockton in the top 5, then you can do that.
No, that's not.
I just wouldn't do that. That man play point guard. I'm not gonna put him somewhere else because it makes me feel better.
But okay, look, I'm not. We ain't going nowhere with this, right?
Yeah, because I'm gonna because you got on the phone at 20 minutes. It's 40 minutes now.
Nah, it's all good. Look, we're going to agree to disagree. But once again, like I said, in point guards, it's subjective. You said it yourself. It's somebody's opinion against another opinion. So if somebody don't agree with you, and if you challenge them, just be ready for what they might challenge you with. Because like I said, if you're going to say Steph Curry is what he is, he's the equivalent of AI. So you took AI out of the equation. Curry ain't no point guard.
AI played 2 guard. AI played 2 guard.
That's just because it was next to his name. But we all know Steph Curry is a 2 guard in this league.
No, he's not.
Yes, he's not. He don't bring. He. Okay, I got you. You win, dog.
Yeah.
You know I still love the fucking show. Yeah. I get with you later, my dude. Peace out.
All right, thanks, brother.
All right, peace.
Yeah.